want to make sure that you're still with me through the end. I'm not good with the whole big goodbyes. Stop this suicidal plan.
Supernatural, all new this Thursday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
Hey guys, this is Leo from Dean Winchester. Welcome to another breakdown video for Supernatural promos and episodes. I enjoyed last week ones I made. I'm usually not used to making those, but I really had fun and you guys seem to like them too, so I might make it a habit from now on to just do breakdowns on promos and new episodes and stuff like that. Let me know down below in the comments and like the video if you enjoy these. So let's dive right into next week's promo. So in last episode, again another mythology episode like most episodes this season and recent seasons, we get to find out what Dean's big plan is as far as what Billy told him in a way to save the world from Michael. The only scenario where Dean doesn't let Michael take over him and destroy the world is Dean apparently locking himself up in some magical box he just came up with for plot convenience to lock himself in with Michael and drown himself in the ocean. So again, someone pointed out in the comments, why doesn't Dean just stab himself to death with an Archangel blade? And he actually doesn't have to die, just like Lucifer was killed in last season's finale without killing the host, Nick. Nick shouldn't be even alive to begin with. That's a whole other issue I actually talked about before in one of my theory videos about Nick and Lucifer, I believe, but that's a whole other thing I'm not gonna get into now. But yeah, Nick didn't die. Apparently he wasn't dead before, although he should be. Nick didn't die when Dean/Michael stabbed him in season 13 finale. Dean was in control at this time, and he stabbed him to death, but Nick survived, Lucifer did not. So you'd think this is a way to set up Dykel's, solution this season, killing Michael without killing Dean. A lot of people speculated that the only reason they brought this up is that you can kill the Archangel with Archangel Blade, but not the host, which is very odd to me because both should die. As far as I know, all the demons and angels before, not all, at least most, typically die along with like Ruby Knife stabbing a demon to death or something. I don't recall like a fatal stab of one of the demons ending up in the host surviving. But then again, you can argue that, well, in some cases they do survive, like when Bobby stabbed himself to get rid of the possession before he killed Sam when he was possessed by a demon in an earlier season. He did not die, he just went to the hospital or something, and he got rid of the demon. John did something similar when he was possessed by Yellow Eyes in season 1. When John had one of the boys shoot him in the leg to get rid of Yellow Eyes' possession before he kills the boys. Again, Yellow Eyes didn't actually die from the shot. He got out of John, and John obviously didn't die because it was just a leg shot. So it's not exactly a new idea, but I don't know, it just seemed final for me that both Nick and Lucifer should be dead by that stab and fall from that height, but apparently not. Nick is fine. Anyway, this whole scenario you'd think would set up the way to save Dean from Michael, but no, they didn't even bring it up at all. It just sounds too easy, doesn't it? Hey, Sammy, let's bring that Archangel Blade, and I have an Archangel in me. I guess I can use its power and stab the Archangel to death without me dying, and then season 14 is over, at least as far as Michael goes. Because Costa and Cruz said Michael is not the big bad of this season. They did say that in one of the earlier interviews, which suggests, okay, so there's someone else. We've seen a bit of the empty, is that him? We've seen hints of Lucifer coming back, and I think he definitely is coming back. Is that Lucifer? Is a big bad they're referring to? We don't exactly know, but we know that it's not really Michael as much as it seemed this season. Anyway, so the magical solution comes in with the box. What's in the box, right? Well, it's apparently Michael, Dean, Dykel in the box, and that's how you save the world, according to Billy. Even though you think Team Free Will, initiated by Dean to begin with, doesn't listen to like fate BS from like higher powers like death, God, all those, bigger than life entities. In this case, he's like, oh, Sam actually brought this up at the end of last episode. He's like, since when we listen to this fate crap? And Dean is like, since now, Sam, since now. Well, Dean, that doesn't sound reasonable at all. Sounds pretty stupid, actually. He's just saying that because it's written in a script. because you're desperate and depressed and you don't want to think outside the box. Pun not intended, by the way, but it works in this case. Dean doesn't want to think outside the box in this case. Literally, he just wants to go in the box, drown himself with Michael in the ocean, and that's it. He doesn't want to think of another solution. So in next week, it seems like he's gonna go through with this plan, which I didn't expect it to be this quick. I expected like to be stretched out on a couple more episodes. We have the 300th episode coming up with Jean coming back. Will Jean be connected to the plot, or is he gonna be completely independent? Because I thought it's gonna be independent. Because it's a special episode, 300th episode. We don't know if there's time travel involved. Is that also connected to a solution instead of the coffin Dean wants to bury himself in? Because in the promo we see him actually going through with the whole suicidal plan. He goes in the coffin thing, the magical wording box, and apparently he freaks out last moment and he decides he changed his mind. He tries to call Sam. He's like, Sammy, and his phone is like, there's no signal in his phone. His phone is dying. He cannot reach Sam. And we also see bits of Cass freaking out on Dean, saying that you can't do that, Dean, that's suicidal. Which, okay, we know he didn't tell Cass or Jack in the last episode, because apparently it was too crowded to have both in that episode, because obviously you have too many characters right now that, showrunners can't even fit all of them in the same episode, or it would further take the focus off the boys, which I believe is a big reason why Jack and Cass weren't in the latest episode, is because they want the focus to finally be on the boys once again. It's like the first episode this season, aside maybe from Mint Condition, the one single orphan Monster of the Week episode we got this season. Because if you think about the one with a fly monster, I believe it had other themes in it that was connected to mythology. I don't actually remember it much because it's very forgettable. I don't think it was actually a Monster of the Week. It was like a Charlie drama, was her Apocalypse World dramas, and honestly I don't care about. It was a Charlie episode, that's pretty much it. It wasn't like a Monster of the Week boys episode, it was a Charlie episode. That's probably why I don't remember it, because really it's usually light-hearted, silly episodes with Charlie I don't honestly like or remember. A lot of people will hate me for saying that. I don't care, to be honest, that's my opinion. And now you know it. I like my episodes focused on the boys 100%, like early seasons. Obviously this couldn't be further from the truth this season. But yeah, rambling on about a whole lot of different topics on the side, let's get back to the topic of the video, which is next week's promo. So yeah, things are getting more intense. One of the advantages, I mean if you want to call that an advantage, of having shorter season order is the focus is more concise on the bigger story and little to no Monster of the Week episodes, which is an advantage for people who like that, not for me. I do like the fact that I get to see like conclusions to like vague endings and cliffhangers of every episode almost immediately after the next episode, just like we seen with the episode before last one, and it was last night's episode. We see what happens from there in the next episode. We don't have to wait like in typical older seasons with more episodes, like 3 or 4 more Monsters of the Week episodes before we see the conclusion to the cliffhanger. No, we're gonna see it right away in the next episode. So that's an advantage in a certain angle, the way you look at it this way, but not in the ways that there's no Monster of the Week episodes anymore. At least not true Monster of the Week episodes. Mint Condition was mostly silly comedy, which you could argue is a Monster of the Week episode, because we had Yellow Fever and other Monster of the Week episodes which were not really connected to the mythology. It had some hints in them, but they were like Bad Day at Black Rock. French Mistake had some mythology in it as far as angels and stuff, but it was mostly like an independent, crazy meta episode. So yeah, Mint Condition was kind of like that. It is Monsters of the Week, but very silly one. I actually want an actual cool, like horror style one, like in season 1, which I haven't seen in forever, literally. Anyway, back to next week's promo. Again, another intense mythology episode coming up. A lot of drama, a lot of, feels and all of the stuff a lot of you guys like. I prefer more action personally. There's too much drama in the world, too much drama on Supernatural nowadays. And I just want more back to basics, like I always say. The boys, the relationship is always humorous and fun. And yeah, they care about each other, they sacrifice each other for each other. But it's always, in the old seasons, it was almost like always humorous, fun. Now we don't have fun, we just have drama. That's what Supernatural is right now. So yeah, I wish we get back to the old days, but one can only wish, right? Right now we're just focusing on the, the drama of the later seasons, and yeah, so how is Dean gonna get out of this very tough, very depressing situation inside the coffin thing, the magical wording box, was Michael knocking at his mind inside, trying to get out. And apparently he changed his mind because in the promo he's freaking out. Castiel is mad at him for, I'm sure he didn't tell him, he didn't consult him, so he'd be mad at that. Plus the fact that he wants to do it to begin with. So Cass would be pissed at that. So what do you guys think of next week's promo? Do you agree with my thoughts? Disagree with my thoughts? Whatever. Let me know down below in the comments what you think. How will Dean get out of this crazy, insane situation he put himself in? Let me know down below your thoughts. Subscribe for more supernatural content. Till next time, as always, no chick flick moments.
Oh, and
Hi.
pie. Obviously. Awesome. That's awesome. Right. Come on.
You know what? You're awesome.
Thanks. You too, I guess.